Welcome, welcome, welcome to a new year, a new you, Self-Care for Resiliency. And if this title taught me anything, it's how badly I spell resiliency. So now I know how to spell it. So I'm very excited about already learning something just from the title. Okay. So moving on, I am your host, Dr. Desiree Alexander. I am the founder, CEO of Educator Alexander Consulting, and we do a bunch of professional development all over the world. If you ever want to get a keynote speaker or someone to speak or someone to train, contact me. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And I have an amazing YouTube channel if I don't say so myself. So I'm not training today because, oh my goodness, we have a good guest presenter that already did one session for us. So let's move through these announcements right quick. So what do we have coming up? On February 6th, I'm going to be teaching a class on getting interactive with Google Slides, February 6th, and it's a 2-hour class. We're going to do a lot of things with slides, but this is not like, this is how you import a picture. Like, we're going deeper into slides to make them Jeopardy games and assessments and handouts and all that kind of goodness. Then we have the Mindfulness series, and thank you for being here at the second session. So if you're like, what? The first session is on the same website, and it's a YouTube video, just like this one will be. So the next one is February 20th. So guess what? That's all we have planned right now, but I have about 20 people to contact to plan more webinars. So keep an eye out. You will get an evaluation at the end if you're watching us live, and that is how you get a certificate. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel, I'm so sorry. You do not get a certificate, but you do get the amazing knowledge. But if you look right under the video and click show more, you'll see the link to the resources. So yay!
Good morning or good evening, everyone. Again, I am Tanya Griffin, and I'm very excited to be here with my friend and colleague, Dr. Desiree Alexander, for Self-Care for Resiliency. And so just excited to be here again. So thank you so much, Desiree, for the invitation to come back, and welcome, welcome, welcome. So the title today is so important: Self-Care for Resiliency, because we need self-care and be able to be resilient. And so Desiree, I hollered when you said, if nothing else, you learned how to spell resiliency correctly. So resiliency is a really hard word to say and to spell, but we're going to dive deep into it today. So thank you for having me, and thank you for joining me. I really love this quote. So we all have been through quite a bit in 2020 and even carrying over into 2021. So I wanted to use this quote because it spoke to me. It says, you have enough, you do enough, you are enough, relax. And so this morning, I am just excited to be able to relax with you all. We're going to learn together. We're going to connect. And most importantly, we're going to relax. Desiree, are you ready to relax with us?
I am ready.
We need this, y'all. And so the author is unknown. So let's go over some of our objectives for today. As educators, we love to know what we're going to cover, right? We're going to recap some of the mindfulness and meditative techniques that we covered in November. We are going to define self-care and resiliency in deeper detail. We're going to identify physical and emotional self-care practices for balance. We're going to discuss why resiliency is essential to physical and emotional growth. We're going to discuss mind and body connections, which is revisiting what we talked about before, and the benefits of self-care. And then I want to assist you in creating a simple, mindful plan for self-care, right? So when we think about self-care, this is something that we really should have been doing daily anyway, but now we need radical self-care because we're going through radical challenges, radical adversity, radical situations in life that we've never encountered before. And these things are stacking on each other, right? So we need to be able to take a look at what's something major we can do with intention to relax and tap into ourselves. And so I just want to tell you a little bit about me. Again, my name is Tanya Chapman Griffin. I have two daughters. I love them dearly, Layla and Lennox. One is 5, sorry, she's 6 now, and one is 8. And then my husband, Ontario Griffin, he's an educator as well. He teaches digital media, and he's a DJ, and he's a super awesome husband and dad. By day, I am an eye care specialist for the eye care program in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We do drug, alcohol, and violence prevention education with 40,000 students and over 5,000 employees in the district. We also service the East Baton Rouge Parish community, right? And we only have about 20 specialists. So let me say those numbers again, Desiree. We have about 40,000 students and over 5,000 staff members, as well as a large community of people that we service. And so right now, I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. I'm taxed. And then I'm a mother, a business owner. Desiree mentioned Curvy Girl Dance and Fitness. We started that in the COVID. We started doing Zumba and fitness exercises in the living room because I was displaced from the Y due to everything going on. And so we just wanted to keep up our fitness and fun for the community. And so operating that as well as being a full-time educator is a lot. And I think it is healthy to be honest with yourself and with others and saying that, whew, I'm tired. So that is a lot about me. And say, I want to tell you all about a little bit more about eye care. So I mentioned that our mission is to provide prevention education in the areas of alcohol, drugs, and violence to students and families. Within Baton Rouge, we also service areas around Baton Rouge when they need our support. We respond to crises when needed. Our overall goal is to equip pre-K through 12th grade students and families in participating in EBR public and non-public schools. So we pretty much service everybody with any type of prevention education. Right now, we're doing a lot of social emotional learning, and we have a webinar for that later on in the series. We do trauma-informed care. We're going to cover that too, Desiree. And in 2016, we started pushing for more of mindfulness, self-regulation activities for students. And we found that there was a need because also in 2016 in Baton Rouge, we had a flood that was major. And so we realized that teachers, parents, and community members needed additional support in those areas. So we do whatever we can for everybody, right? And so the mission for Curvy Girl Dance Fitness, which is my fitness business, is to provide a holistic health and fitness option that is friendly, inviting, and educational while strengthening the entire family. Because we realize in quarantine, it's not just moms in the house or dads in the house, it's kids too. Focusing on self-confidence, sense of community, and emotional well-being through radical self-care techniques, mindfulness trainings, and of course, dance fitness. We like to get down. So please feel free to join me on my website, which I'll mention a little bit later, if you would like to tune in to Curvy Girl Dance Fitness. And so we're going to do an icebreaker, Desiree. So I want to be able to have that chat popping, like we say. We're going to do some control circles, all right? So what I want for you to do for me is to put in the chat things that you cannot control. What is beyond your control? And I'm going to put some things for myself as well. What are some things you cannot control? And Desiree, if you could read those for me, that would be amazing. Things you cannot control.
Of course.
Okay. What are some things you cannot control? I see some things lighting up. I'm excited. Some things you cannot control.
Okay, so we have the weather.
Yes.
What others think and believe. Other people's emotions and actions.
Yes.
Other people's attitude towards me. How others behave. Other people. Passing time. Other people's opinions. The pandemic.
Yes.
And that's what we have so far.
Thank you. All right. And so I hear a lot of other people. Yes, very much so, especially right now. We are going through civil unrest, racial injustices, and people are feeling awkward and uncomfortable. So right now we're hearing a lot of other people, right? So early on in 2020, when I did this session, I heard a lot of this picture here, what I cannot control, right? If others follow the rules of social distancing, we can't control that. We can't control the amount of toilet paper at the store, how long this will last, how others react, other people's motives, predicting what will happen, and of course the actions of others, right? And so what are some things that you can control? What are some things that you are able to say, I can take care of this, or I can handle that? What are some things that you can control? Some things that you can control.
Okay, so we have a lot coming through.
Okay.
We have, sorry, I have to keep going back up. What I eat.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I don't know if I agree with that, Kathleen. No, just kidding. What I eat, my emotions and my actions, my thoughts and my actions, how
Yeah.
much I work,
Yeah.
my attitude, if I exercise or not, my
Mm-hmm.
own responses, how I
Yeah.
react to a situation, my
Yeah.
time, my emotions, my feelings and actions, my budget, and my exercise.
I really like those. And what's
What I
interesting,
view on TV, social media, etc.
yes. Oh my goodness. So, okay. So what I like about this group, Desiree, is you all actually put more in the I can control box than the I cannot control box. Usually with the I cannot control, it's like a laundry list of things. And then it's like 3 things I can control, right? But for you all, kudos to you. What you can control sounds like great things, and it's a longer list. So your attitude, how you respond to things that happen. So we might be out of toilet paper at the store, but how you respond to that, you can control. Somebody said limiting what I watch on TV and my social media, right? My positive attitude, how you respond to others and how you treat people. So this is really good to actually see the connection between what you can't control. So like if I can't control the weather, right? I am a Katrina survivor. It's part of my trauma, and I'm still not over it. Okay, so I get nervous when it rains a lot. In 2016, with the Baton Rouge flood, I was overwhelmed, and my house did not flood, but I was still affected because I saw family and friends who were directly affected. Um, so the weather is something that I cannot control, but I can control now that I've learned to stop and breathe. Is I can control my response. I can control reaching out to friends and saying, I don't feel well. Can you be a listening ear for me? I can control how I talk to people if I'm anxious or if I'm sad or mad, right? And so just making sure that you also connect what you cannot control and what you can control together is also very empowering. Okay. And so I love to do this activity with students, and I love to do it for myself when I'm realizing that things are kind of like spinning out of control in my life. Okay. All right. So now, Desiree, I'd love to be able to see everybody if possible. If you could share your screen, not share your screen, share your video. I want to go through a great breathing techniques just to kind of loosen us up, set our intentions, and relax. And we are here to do that. So we're gonna have a good time this morning. Don't be shy. I want to see you if possible. All right. And so thank you so much for sharing. What I'd love for you to do is just sit up straight for me and make sure that you have your feet flat on the floor if possible. You're going to lower your shoulders and kind of pick your chin up to where it's at almost a 90-degree there. And you're just relaxing. And if you'd like to close your eyes, feel free to do so. And if not, that's okay too. And I'd love for you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And then you want to exhale out slowly with your mouth. Good. And let's do that again. You're going to breathe in through your nose, slow. And then exhale out through your mouth. Good. And let's do one more. Cleansing breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. And now what I want us to do is take 3 seconds to inhale. We're going to hold that breath for 3 seconds. And then I want us to exhale out for 4 seconds. Okay. And I'll say that again. I want us to inhale out for 3 seconds. I want us to hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then I want us to exhale out for 4 seconds. Okay, we're going to do that 3 times as well. All right, still keeping the posture up, and we're going to take a nice deep belly breath in. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's breathe in for 3. Hold it. Exhale out. Last one. Breathe in for 3. Hold it. Exhale out for 4. You all look really good this morning. And so for me, please tell me in the chat how that felt to be able to do that. You all look absolutely amazing. I just want to say that while I have your eye contact. If you want to turn your video off now, you can, and then I'll see you in a few. I know some people may not feel comfortable with the video on the whole time, and that's okay. So go ahead and turn your video off for me now, and let me know how you felt. And Desiree, if you could read for me, that'd be great.
Of course, very relaxing and soothing.
Yes, I needed that too, Desiree. So thank y'all so much for joining in with that. That's a great cleansing breathing exercise to do. So we did 2 of them. The first one is just to say and making sure that when you exhale, you want to get all of the breath out. When you inhale, you want that tummy to rise, that deep belly breath, and you're opening up those lungs, which is also so important right now, and exhaling out the very last bit and taking your time in doing it, right? I've had some students say, but Ms. Griffin, when I'm mad, I huff and puff. Well, I don't want you to huff and puff. I want you to deep belly breathe, right? I don't want you to because what that does is that increases your heart rate. That can aggravate and overstimulate, that can make you upset. We want you to relax and take a deep, deep breath. If you're at a stoplight, you're in traffic, somebody's made you upset, you want to make sure that you take that time to take the breath for so many great reasons, okay? So thank y'all for doing that with me. So we're going to revisit again, mindfulness, being more conscious and aware of something in the present. What are you seeing right now? What are you smelling right now? What are you tasting, touching, hearing? Being in the present moment, not thinking about, did I put that food up last night that I wanted to eat today? Not thinking about that, and not thinking about the future. Is it supposed to rain today? I really wanted to go to Costco and get some stuff. No. Right here, right now, being in the present moment, okay? Also, calmly acknowledging your own feelings, your state of mind, and bodily sensations. I called Desiree last night, and I said, Desiree, I have a lot going on. I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I have emotions everywhere. And she said, well, do you need me to do anything? I'm here if you need me. And just her saying, I'm here if you need me, after I acknowledged my feelings, felt really, really good, right? So just being mindfulness about what you have going on the inside and on the outside is being more mindful. A word that I did not put up here is also being non-judgmental, not judging yourself for feeling a certain way. So if you see something on TV that offends you or hurts your feelings, and then saying to yourself, that made me feel really weird. It is okay to have those feelings, right? They're your feelings. Your feelings are valid. But being able to acknowledge that is so important. And also trying to be non-judgmental with others. And that's something that's harder for me for sure, is not judging myself and then not judging others for feeling the way that they feel, but acknowledging and valuing their feelings. And so it's important in mindfulness. It's a constant growing process.
Tanya, we have a question.
Uh-huh.
In the breathing exercise, is there a specific meaning for breathing in for 3 and out for 4?
Oh, okay. I like that a lot. So, a reason would be you're focusing on the breath. So being able to breathe in for 4. So let me say this: the 3 by 3 by 4 is not a mandatory breathing regimen. You can do 5 by 5 by 6. You can do 6 by 6 by 8. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. And the deeper of the breath you can take, the longer you can hold, and then the longer for the exhale, helps to build up that lung capacity. It also helps with being able to focus more and go deeper into kind of like a meditative state. So being able to do a little bit longer is kind of like a healthier process. So it's nothing specific with the 3 by 3 by 4. It's just being able to do it longer and have more of a breath there, kind of like a deeper relaxation. And I'm also sure that if you look up breath information, I'm sure there are like physical benefits to it. I want to tell everybody, Desiree, I am not a medical professional. I want to be honest about that. But I'm certain that there are physical benefits medically there that are important and that you can find with the breath work. So thank you for that question. All right. And so with mindfulness, internal and external, we talked a little bit about the internal, how you feel on the inside, and also the external, how you feel on the outside. Do you all think that those are connected? Do you think that there is a connection between your feelings and your physical response? And I'd love to hear if you believe yes or no and why.
So we have some yeses.
Okay.
I'd be having absolutely.
Absolutely. Who said absolutely, Desiree?
That was Julie.
Julie.
And
Julie
Karen
came.
says, oh, yes.
Oh, yes, sure. Julie from Katy, Texas. Welcome, Julie. Yes. So definitely, if I'm angry and I'm frustrated and I have things going on, I might ball my fist up, right? I could cause a tension headache. That could cause my shoulders to shrug up or have my stomach in knots. So definitely there's a connection between internal and external.
And Madeline gave a good, she said, definitely when you're feeling healthy, you are happier.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. And who said that? You said Mallory?
Madeline or Madeline.
Okay, Madeline or Madeline, thank you for that. We're going to talk about what we put inside of our bodies and how that's mind-body connection. So you are right on point. I feel like you looked at my slides yesterday. I think you stole my presentation. So good job with that. All right. And so the light bulb is there, Desiree, because sometimes when we realize that if we work harder for mindfulness on the inside, it directly affects the outside, right? And so that light bulb kind of goes off. So that's why I selected that slide. I want us to do a body scan and some chair yoga. We deserve it. So go ahead and show me your video screen, please. And I want to go ahead and just have you sit as you were, feet flat, shoulders down, relaxed again. And with the body scan, we're going to just kind of pay more attention to what we have going on with our entire body. We are going to squinch up our faces, and then we're going to relax. So let me see that, and I'm going to model that for you. Squinch up your face, squinch, 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 and then relax it. Ooh, haven't done that in a while. Let's squinch it again. Squinch, 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 squeeze, squeeze. And relax. All right. Now I want you to take those shoulders, Bring them to your ears and squeeze. Pretend you have maybe a lemon or an orange there and you want to squeeze that orange or squeeze that lemon. And relax. Ooh, this is a workout. All right, let's do it again. Squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And relax. Oh, yeah. We're starting to release the tension in areas that we may not have even known we had, right? Now I want you to go ahead and take your hands and I want you to squeeze them really, really tight. Really, really tight. And I want you to release. Ooh. Squeeze, 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 squeeze again. Good job, everybody. And release. Awesome. Now I want you to squeeze your bum. Squeeze it tight in your seat. Clench, 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 clench. And release. Desiree, they're laughing at me. All right, squeeze again. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. I think I'm clenching everything else too. All my abs. And release. Good. And now I want you to take those toes and I want you to crunch them up. Crunch them. Whew. And release. Yeah. Crunch, 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 crunch. Last time. And release. And let's take a deep cleansing breath. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. And I think about when I breathe in and exhale, I appreciate that question earlier because some extra things are coming to mind. I breathe in and I think inhaling peace. And then I think exhaling happiness for myself. And so if you want to join me in thinking that, I think that would be amazing this morning. I think inhale peace and exhale happiness. Kind of like setting an intention, right? Before me, happiness before me. I will have a wonderful day despite the fact we're going through all these things. And so that body scan, tell me in the chat how you feel about that particular exercise. The body scan is really good if you feel like tension in a certain area and you kind of want to have it displaced and just released. So doing specific areas, breaking it down throughout the body is really good. I love doing the body scan laying down versus in a chair, but you don't have to lay down. You can do these exercises in a chair depending on your mobility. Anybody in the chat, Desiree? How'd you feel about the body scan, everybody?
That was great. There was tension in my shoulders. I've never done that before, but we'll try to do it from now on, exclamation point.
Awesome.
Great way to unwind from the week. I liked the body scan. I didn't realize how much tension is in my neck, jaw, and shoulders. It was great relieving tension I didn't even realize I was holding.
Yes. And so, Desiree, since everybody responded, I'm going to go ahead and give something away for free. You ready?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and do some stretches, y'all. Free stretches for everyone this morning.
Yay!
So let's go ahead, because you said tension. So I have it too. I want to see where you were. Let's do it together, and then we're going to dive into chair yoga. Let's go ahead and roll those shoulders back for 3 with me. 1. Inhale. And exhale, that's 2. Last one, inhale. And exhale. That's 3. Good job. Let's go ahead and reach those arms up nice and tall if you can. Oh, stretch it up. Reach, 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 reach. And raindrops down. I do this with the students, and first time they think I'm crazy, second time they look forward to it. Reach it up. Reach, reach, reach. Good job. Oh, lengthen those arms. Oh, and pull it down. Raindrops. Let's go ahead and rotate the head. If your neck hurts, you don't have to go all the way down. But if you want to extend, you can. Circling. Good. Remember to breathe. Let's go one more time on whatever side you started with. Great. Now let's go to the other side. For me, it's my left. For you, it may be the right. And one more round. Awesome. Yes. Now what I want you to do for me is to slowly take both hands and you're going to press forward. Press forward. And I want you to kind of stretch the shoulders forward. Yes. And I want you to pull those arms back and press the chest forward. Good. Kind of like you're like, you're Superman, Superwoman. And press forward again, like you're pushing a heavy box forward, an imaginary heavy box. Push, push, push. Yes. And you're going to pull. Oh, yeah. Squeezing, like you're squeezing an orange in your back. All right. And you can release. Let's take a cleansing breath in and exhale out. Good. I mean, Desiree, we just worked out and stretched in the same breath, literally.
I know.
All right. So now, like that. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and do some chair yoga. All right. One of my favorite ones is to take so if it's my right, it's your left. And you're going to take your left, reach it behind you, and then put it on the chair for support, okay, or on the sofa, wherever you are. And then you're going to take your right hand and place it over your leg. Good. And you just kind of look back and you go as far as you want. Now, what I want you to remember is to sit up straight for me. Kind of act, yes, perfect. And you're going to look with it because you don't want to overextend or hurt any muscles. And you hold it there. And if you want to go a little deeper in the stretch, you inhale and exhale in the stretch, right? So inhale and exhale. Good. And you turn forward very slow, right? You don't want to come back too fast or be dizzy because everybody has different mobile levels. Go ahead now and take your right arm and reach behind you. And that one's sore for me. I don't know why. And you're going to take your left, put it over the leg, and you turn around and look. And go ahead and stretch for me. And you're going to inhale and exhale. Great. Then you can come forward. Awesome job, everybody. Now you can go ahead and take your left arm across the chest. Have your right arm at the elbow for support and just kind of press forward, right? I see some people, if you want to add the bend, you can. If you want to go across, that's fine. But you want to make sure that you're not like pressing too hard. Your body will tell you if it hurts, don't do it, right? But if it feels good, if it's an area that you need to focus on, listen to your body. We're being more mindful about our physical selves, right? Good. Now let's go ahead. I always break it through. It's just something I've done. And you want to take the other arm and press it through as well. You can here for a harder stretch. Hold the elbow for more support. Some people are here. That's fine. And you're stretching through. Good. Awesome. Now what I want you to do is to do cow and cat, right? We did it a little bit earlier. You're going to arch the back, all right? Here, arching it. You want to put that head down, you can. And arching forward. Bringing that chin up and pressing the chest forward. All right, bringing it back in. And sometimes I think about my vertebrae, right? Like I'm thinking, am I reaching every one? And then bring it forward. One more time, closing it up. And bringing forward. Good. And the last one, this is if you really want a nice stretch, Desiree. You're going to go ahead and take your left leg And I want you to put your left ankle on your left knee, right? So picking that leg up and putting it on your lap like this. Can you see me? I'm trying. Now, if you don't want to do that much, you can just cross your left leg over your right ankle and lean forward, okay? Your left leg over your right ankle and lean forward as far as you can. And you're stretching the hip. Good, and you can switch it out. Now you're gonna put the right leg over either the left knee or the left ankle, depending on your mobility, and you're gonna bend over. And you're exhaling and stretching. All right, and come on up slow. Good. So how did you all feel about the stretches? And please let me know which one was your favorite in the chat. How did you feel about the stretches and which ones were your favorite? Now I'm warmed up. I'm all warm. How do y'all feel?
We already had someone say, I've never thought about doing cat-cow on a chair. Awesome.
Thank you. Yes.
And I like that these things don't, like, you can do them, of course, as the educator, but you can have your students do these things in a very short amount of time to just, you know, bring their minds back to themselves, right? And then we can get on with the lesson or whatever. So I love these just quick things you can do. You don't have to move all the chairs out the way and all that kind of stuff. I really like them all, but I love stretching my hips. I think I will do this routine more often. I love the looking back and stretching. And someone else said the back stretches. Someone else said, this is something I need. And then honestly, I can see myself doing some of these when I'm stuck in traffic. Yes.
Yes. Thank y'all for those comments. I really appreciate that because I think I've done them so long. I don't have the wow factor for myself, but I look forward to doing it because it really relaxes me. It helps me to kind of find a center focus. And I will say that I've done this with pre-K kids, kindergartners, all the way up to high school. The high schoolers kind of looked at me crazy when I started, but then they had a really good time and they were like, oh, Miss Griffin, this is kind of fun. I feel better. I feel like I can focus. And for a teacher, you telling me that you're more focused, something I showed you helps you focus more, I'm all in because I want you to completely have success. And so we need this as well because we're tense, we're stressed out. It's a Saturday and we still want to learn more and do more for ourselves so that we can be our best selves for our students and for our families. So taking time out, that took all of 5-7 minutes to do those stretches. Do your favorite ones. It's so many more. Desiree, I think in May, we're going to come together and do a bunch of meditations and a bunch of like yoga stretches and chair exercises. So in May, we're going to focus just on those things. But I wanted to give you a snippet of it for today. So thank y'all for joining me and practicing those things. All right. And so self-care, we talked about this. The practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. Taking an active role in your own well-being, happiness, and mood. I think Julie earlier said happiness, right? Especially during periods of stress. So being able to recognize, being mindful and saying, I'm stressed out, I have a lot going on, and I need to do more self-care for your own well-being. So going back to what we covered in November, what is self-care? Refers to actions and attitudes which contribute to the maintenance of one's well-being. We talked about when your car needs an oil change, you get the oil change. When your cell phone needs to be charged, oh my goodness, Desiree don't let you forget a charger on an airplane or in a hotel. You're gonna lose your mind because you need it, right? Same thing with self-care. Enhancing personal health and promoting human development, especially for our little ones. They want to be able to achieve and grow and learn. And so we should be taking time with them to show them and model the behavior that self-care is essential to growth, caring for yourself. And then we need this to learn and inspire. Okay, so what all do we need to do? We need to be intentional. We should have a routine. Recognize that self-care reduces stress, that it improves clarity and creativity. It boosts productivity. It improves our mental health, that mind-body connection. And I want you all to give me some examples of self-care strategies that you use already. What are some self-care strategies that you use already?
I know one that I use is box breathing, breathe in, hold, and breathe out. It just does everything
It
for
does.
me. And I've started doing, because I have carpal tunnel, so I started doing wrist exercises for being online so long.
Oh, yes, that's true, Desiree. And I
We
think,
have journaling. I read nightly before going to sleep, mindful breathing, enjoying my morning cup of coffee, going for walks, prayer, journaling, dance. I just started exercising, drinking tea, and reading. For my people saying dancing, exercising, you want to check out Curvy Girl Dance Fitness. I realized this morning I need to refocus my life. Like reestablishing a devotional reading time, exercise. I walk every day. And that's the last one.
yeah, I really appreciate you all being so transparent with me this morning. So I love those because number one, we're sharing it with other people that may not think that that is a self-care thing, like walking, right? Some people hear walking, they think, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to have to walk. But you use walking as an opportunity probably to connect with nature, to connect with yourself, to relax. And that's your self-care practice. One of them for me, Desiree, I've learned, just being withdrawn from my mom, and she's on here this morning. Hey, mama, um, is she texts almost every morning and every night, right? And even if it's to say good night, I love you, good morning, have a good day, it's supposed to rain, be safe, just to keep the connection with people that you love and care for, can also be a part of your self-care routine. So making sure that you are tapping into needs physically as well as things that you need emotionally and mentally is important. Okay. So here we are with our mind body connection. We talked about how our minds and bodies are connected. We talked about what is self-care, the importance of self-care, mindfulness connections to self-care. Let me tag on that. If you feel as though you're lacking in one area, then it's good to take a look at that particular area and add a self-care regimen. For instance, I heard somebody say in the beginning, you can control your budget. So let's say my finances is an area that I'm thinking about that I may be lacking in. I may not have control over buying lots of fast food. I'll say that one. And so I want to be more mindful about where I spend my money in regards to the food. Writing something down in a journal, having a self-care plan and saying, not only do I want to save money, but I also want to be more aware of where my money goes in regards to food, being specific, being intentional about what your goals are, and your intentions will help you set the tone for that particular self-care area. So that piece of finance can go and continue to help with that balance, right? We have physical, we have mental and emotional. We can have financial, we can have spiritual. It's whatever makes you up in an area that could be lacking and you want to help to fulfill that particular area because you're aware of that. So the mindfulness part ties into self-care so well when we stop and think where we're lacking or what we think we need. If I'm anxious, I may need to put on essential oils and music, and call a friend or text my mom, right? Or deep belly breathe. If I feel a disconnect spiritually to my higher power, I may need to read the Bible, or I may need to journal. I may need to talk to a priest or a pastor or hear an encouraging word, right? So being able to just tap into what you think you may be lacking and be aware to fulfill that area. But before you can even be aware, we have to stop and be present and do a scan of ourselves physically and mentally and emotionally. Okay. Co-mindfulness, being able to listen to hear as opposed to listening to respond. Desiree, I'm still working on that one. My husband's trying to work with me. He'll ask me a question and I give him an answer, and I don't even want to get into a conversation. I think I know all the answers. So being co-mindful is being able to listen to hear as opposed to listening to respond. Also with our kiddos, I mentioned in the training earlier this week, I read in Psychology Today that our answers for our kids, we should go to yes. Yes should be our default answer, not no. So I'm also working on that. When our loved ones ask us questions that are safe, of course. Can I, will you, can you, may I? The default answer should be yes before no. If your usual default answer is no, switch it up. Okay? Interesting. I'm working on it. Establishing mindful activities and creating self-care plans, being intentional. So I mentioned earlier about goal setting. Setting goals is great, but setting intentions is even better, because setting an intention is kind of like having a roadmap, like getting on a bicycle or getting in a car and putting on the system that takes you, like, make a right here, take a left here. Setting a goal is the end result, right? But setting your intention helps you create a specific plan, helps you to focus on one particular area. So what I want everybody to do for me is to put one intention that you may have this week in the chat. I'll narrow it down, not intention for life, an intention for this week. And somebody may say, well, I don't have any intentions for this week. Well, guess what? We should. And I'm be honest, I don't have any. So you're going to help me do mine too, Desiree. So put in the chat for me right now an intention that you may have for this week. And if you don't have one, let's create it together.
Okay, the intentions are coming in.
Awesome.
We have pray more. This week, I'm going to do chair yoga. I'm working on a budget plan. I intend to read for 15 minutes before bed. Praying, get some exercise each day this week. Not sure what type. I intend to drink more water. Take time to exercise. Wake up 20 minutes earlier to have a alone time before my kids wake up. Prayer time. Prayer more. Oh, goodness gracious. Pray more. Pay more attention to what I eat. Drink more water. Going to listen to meditation music.
Oh, yeah. Who said listen to meditation music, Desiree?
I think it's Sanjeev.
Okay, so Sanji, if I'm sorry for saying your name wrong.
I'm sorry too.
I started last night, and I'll share a resource. Soul Technologies is a friend of mine from Baton Rouge. I found her YouTube page, and it was everything I needed last night. And it was Yoga Nidra, and it's like a guided meditation. And we're gonna do a sample one later, but it was a guided meditation, Yoga Nidra, and it helped just put my mind at ease. And then I noticed my body started to relax. And then the creativity started to flow, Desiree, because my mind, I'm going to say it again, listening to the guided meditation while I was working, put my mind at ease, then my body relaxed, and then the creativity started to flow, right? We talk about the mind-body connections. And so that really helped me. And so I thought last night, I'm going to continue drinking more water. I've already started last week paying more attention to eating at least 3 meals a day. I've been skipping meals in the school system because everybody is pulling at us all the time. So being more aware of eating consistent meals. And now I'm going to add listening to that Yoga Nidra every night so that my mind can relax, my body can relax, so my creativity can flow, I can be more productive. So thank y'all for sharing those intentions. You have another one, Desiree?
No, I do want to say that we have someone's going to listen to meditation music. Oh, we already talked about that one. Sorry. That the meditation is on the resources because
Mhm.
we have 5 minutes left.
Thank you for that. So I do want to say this, Desiree, the good thing is we will be together every month, right?
Right.
So anything we don't get to, we can revisit, y'all. We can revisit. So here's this quote. Taking care of yourself helps to keep your mind and body primed to deal with situations that require resilience. I'm going to say that again. Taking care of yourself helps to keep your mind and body primed to deal with situations that require resilience. Resilience merely means to be able to bounce back. So here, this is also on your resource list, is a planning for self-care sheet, right? And so this is a nice one. I love that it says my overall goals for my well-being, my support system, physical self, emotional self, spiritual self. If you wanted to add more categories, you can, but I wanted you to have a copy of this, as well as mine is downloadable from the Curvy Girl Dance Fitness website. I put here, I am grateful for, because one of our sessions later on is going to be, what's your why? What are you grateful for? Building a culture of gratitude, not only in the classroom, but for yourself, for your family. And so for mine, I love mind, body, spirit, and I wanted to speak power. I wanted to speak love, speak life. So I put my affirmations. And so for this particular downloadable, you can put things that you want to affirm for yourself and for your loved ones. Relaxation and resiliency tie in together, right? We talked about the mind and body connection. We are able to relax, tap into ourselves, and indirectly that affects our ability to be resilient. We want to be models for our students, for our kids, for our family members, and for our friends. And so able to show self-care, to model the things that we should do, we're teaching others that it is important to do that, and it's essential and it's healthy, and indirectly creating a culture for resiliency, being able to bounce back, coping with tough situations. Here it is, the resilience, the ability to adapt well in the face of adversity. Personal family issues, financial strain, and health issues. Don't we know about that in 2020 and still in 2021? I really like the second part, the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness, the ability to spring back into shape. And I tell my kids from New Orleans, we're able to bounce back. Here we have some self-care practices to help build resilience. I talked earlier about talking to Desiree last night, making time for close relationships and talking to others about what you're going through. You're able to reframe a difficult experience and turning into something called a learning experience. Try to avoid catastrophic thinking and learn from others who model. Prioritizing exercise, sleep, and a healthy diet. And we all set our intentions for this week, fit into that category. And taking a break from media and keeping it simple. Practicing relaxation techniques like the chair yoga, the body scan, the deep belly breathing, the box breathing, all part of self-care to help build resilience. We talked about self-care implementation tips in November, but here, just wanted you to see it again. Schedule it in, put it in your calendar, your journal, set an alarm for it. Make a list of your favorite activities like walking, exercising, dance fitness with Curvy Girl. Start the day off right. Somebody said waking up 20 minutes earlier than your kids to have that me time. Creating a list of no's. What I'm not going to do today. What I'm not going to do today is I'm going to try not to work. All right. And selecting one bigger thing every week to grow on for the radical self-care, because we are beyond needing daily self-care. We need some radical self-care. Relaxation techniques. I want you to take a picture of this because these are the things that we kind of worked on today. We didn't get a chance for the 5-minute meditation that I wanted you to hear, and that's okay because it's in your resource link. And we will do it next time, but it's merely a 5-minute chair guided meditation. He's reading, he's talking, and it just puts you in a deep kind of like trance, and you're breathing and relaxing, tapping in to your personal power from within. All right. We also have here repetitive prayer and mantras. All right. We'll do the guided meditation next time, Desiree. All right, I wanted to show you all these downloadable apps for relaxation. Take a picture if you like. We went over these before, and they will be on Desiree's YouTube channel for future viewing. Calm app, Headspace, Timeless, Relax Melodies. Soul Technologies is the one that I use for yoga nidra, and that link is also on your resource list. Amazing. Downloadable apps for kids. We're educators. Why not? Sesame Street, Breathe, Think, Do. Relax Melodies, where you can create your own white noise and your music. Cosmic Kids Yoga. The YouTube channel is great for doing yoga for kids, like Go Noodle, but straight yoga. Wonderful resources and free. And I'd love to know about your thoughts and experiences from today. And put that in the chat if you enjoyed it. What was your favorite idea, thought, or experience? And I'll put my information up, Desiree, as they put that in the chat for me.
We also had a suggestion of mood meter, and I think that's for adults.
Yes.
Mood meter.
Yes, I like that.
So thank you so much. Some of the comments: as a disabled old person, I like chair yoga. Great session today. I needed this webinar today to refocus my energies. My soul needed this. Love the chair yoga. Thank you for your guidance. I love the body scan and chair yoga. Thank you. So many thank yous and platitudes. Keep putting those in the chat. And we cannot thank you enough. These are the type of things that I know that you are immersed in, Tanya. And like you said, it's kind of like, nobody needs, everybody knows this, but we don't. And even if we do, we need to hear it again. And even if we do, what an amazing thing to actually come to a session and do the things and act like, I'm learning, but I'm also taking care of myself at the exact same time. You for free. You cannot put, enough value on that. So hopefully we have our people that came today will return to us next month, and we'll bring more people with them to come and relax and learn and see what we can do to take care of ourselves from month to month. So Tanya, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, everybody. So much.